Maplewood, a quiet town in Texas, had never seen a night as horrifying as this. Ethan Carter, a hard-working truck driver, had been away for months, only to return to a home he no longer recognized. Ethan was a simple man, devoted to his wife, Rachel. He spent his days on the road, ensuring she had everything she needed. But the love and loyalty he had poured into his home were met with nothing but betrayal. That night, as he stepped into his house, the sight before him sent a chill down his spine. Rachel, his wife, and his younger brother, Jake, entangled in a relationship that defied every boundary of morality. Ethan's legs trembled, his breath hitched, his voice quivered. What the hell are you two doing?" Jake stumbled back in shock, but Rachel, she didn't flinch. There was no guilt in her eyes, only irritation. "Who the hell do you think you are to question us?" Her voice was cold, nothing like the woman Ethan had once loved. Rage boiled inside him. Ethan grabbed Jake by the collar, but before he could react, Jake landed a brutal punch on his face. He staggered back. The next moment, Rachel grabbed a metal rod from the corner and swung it with full force right at Ethan's head. No scream, just a sharp breath, followed by silence. As Ethan's lifeless body collapsed onto the floor, they stood there, frozen. Not in shock, not in regret, but in relief. Like they had finally removed the biggest obstacle in their way. But the nightmare had only begun. Later that night, as Jake was stuffing Ethan's body into a garbage bag, an old neighbor, Mr. Harris, happened to walk by. His eyes locked onto the horrifying sight. He gasped, his face turning pale before he bolted back into his house. "We need to get the hell out of here," Jake whispered harshly. Without a second thought, they disappeared into the darkness. The next morning, news spread like wildfire. A brutal murder in the heart of Maplewood. The police launched an extensive manhunt, but the two had vanished without a trace. Weeks passed, then months. Eventually, a $10,000 reward was announced for any information leading to their capture. But fate has a way of catching up. 4 months later, Rachel made a mistake. She called a distant cousin. The police traced the number. The location? A small religious retreat in Colorado. Within hours, law enforcement raided the retreat. When they found Jake, he was muttering to himself, "Rachel didn't kill anyone. I don't know why they brought her here. She's my sister-in-law. I killed my brother. Ever since I got electrocuted at work, my brain hasn't been working right." But Rachel knew there was no escaping the truth now. After hours of interrogation, she finally confessed. "Yes, I was in love with Jake. Ethan found out. We had no choice. We killed him. We thought we could run forever. But no one outruns their sins. Justice was served."